Greetings everybody. This is Wesley Pepper. This is the Lexcia podcast, and welcome to episode 173. I think that is actually everything I have to say today. Not much, although there is much happening, but not much to say today. But it's all good. And it's nice and warm this morning and windy, in fact. I don't know always why I feel I need to give the need for a weather report. Maybe I was a weatherman in my past lifetime. But anyway, today we're talking everything theater, which is going to be really cool. We're talking to Mxolisi Masi. Shit, my brother, I got your name. Mxolisi Masilela, the theater director of the Tembisa Theater. We're talking about the Tembisa Theater Festival, which sounds really cool. So first and foremost, my brother, good morning, and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for reaching out. Let's start in the beginning. Theater production. I like what you said that it's not a movement. It's not a festival. It's a movement. That sort of gives anyway, it gives it a different feel. And I know you guys are focused on township productions, artists, and so forth. So just take us from the beginning. Just give us a short background on the festival. Where did it start? I know you guys started in 2016, but just give us a brief background about the festival, and then we'll jump into this year's festival.
Oh, thank you. Good morning again, everyone. It's an amazing platform. My name is Mxolisi Masilela the Great. I'm the founder, the artistic director, and the CEO of the TX Theater, which is a theater performance space and a theater company that produces works. And I'm also the of the Tembisa Theater Week, which I founded in 2016. And I ran it for about 6 years. And then now it's currently being run by Gift Ngobeni, who is the artistic director and the curator of the festival. So the purpose of starting this particular festival was post 1994, there wasn't any new theater that was built in the country. We can think of the Soweto Theater, but it's not the state-owned theater. You could think of the Jamestown Theater, is not a state-owned, it's owned by the municipality in Ekurhuleni. But then there wasn't enough space for artists to practice, let alone artists to try out new concepts and new plays and new ideas around performance. And in 2016, I had this idea of creating a platform where people can come and think together as a collective. People could come and really find ways to put something up, to be critiqued, to be seen, to have a dialogue and have a conversation. And when I started it, it was about Tembisa-based artists, which it grew to be national thing that productions from all over the country would come to the Tembisa Theater Week. And after some time of running the Tembisa Theater Week, then we appointed another artist who is running it now. And now we are on our 9th edition of the Tembisa Theater Week, which is Gift Ngobeni. And when we started this whole festival, we started with 6 productions, and it went to 10, and it went to 15, 16, and it went to 20. And this year, with Gift's leadership, we have 32 productions. That will give us about, because each production performs twice, it will give us about 64 shows. And this production and this theater program is not funded by any government. It's not funded by anyone. The only partnership we have is with Ekurhuleni, with the space partnership, no finances, no anything, just a partnership when it comes to space. We've partnered with Ekurhuleni to do that. But besides that, it's been happening for the past 9 years, and it's been happening successfully, and its growth is very interesting to think about it, because you think if the production would survive based on certain funding and certain finances, and no, they just bring their works. And what we do is the theater company, we just take, I think, 20% of the door takings and the production takes 80% of whatever they make. And we support them with theater equipment and technical support and whatever we have as a theater company, and also make sure that we market these productions. So yeah, my brother, that's a brief. I hope I did not go
Wow.
overboard.
No, 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 no. It was actually shit, man. You mentioned some really fantastic stuff there that I think that we should expand on. Firstly, no other major sponsors. To everybody
No.
that to this platform knows that art production festivals and so forth are heavy reliant on sponsorship and so forth. How did I mean, I don't need to know all your secrets. You don't have to disclose everything, but how do you do it? How do you manage? I mean, I understand like with the partnership with the Ekurhuleni municipality, so that, but I mean these things cost money, and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and also as you know, as the CEO or the founding member of a company, at some point you become the funder yourself. There's certain finances that needs to go to your household that goes to the theater. There's certain things that you need to sell in order for the you know. Because the theater company is celebrating 10 years, and if you think of an alternative theater performance space and theater company that has survived 10 years without being heavy funding, that means it is reliant on its human resource, it's reliant on its members, its directors, and all of that. But the major thing is, I work as an artist. I work in South Africa, I work in America, I work in Europe, I work in different countries also in Africa. So part of how the theater would survive is I would have to fund it. I would have to fund certain activities. I would have to cut my salary into three: me, my household, and then the theater. So, and other directors would do the same because my business partner Mongezi Masilela, he has also a 9 to 5 job. That when things get hectic, how do we then put money into it? And you have other board members that also contribute to it. But a major part, we become the funders. We become the first funding people to the theater space, because since the space was established, we never received any funding to run the space. We've
sure,
only received quiet funding to do programs. Government funding has to do with projects, not spaces. They do
yeah,
not
yeah,
find
yeah, yeah, yeah.
administration of the space. So yeah, it survived on me working, on me funding, and other board members contributing to it. But we become the major funders of the theater.
So first and foremost, big up to that. Salute, my brother. Like, I think that's extraordinary. I think artists don't get enough flowers, but on this platform you do. That's why this platform exists. So much love, much love. That is hella impressive, and the commitment. And as we know, like you say, if you were to partition your salary into three bits, like I don't know if anybody's looking for commitment, I think that's the blueprint for commitment. You also mentioned like 52 productions, so that means over the past 9 years you guys grew. Firstly, it also says that other artists recognize the festival, the space, and I seen the value in the festival. um, so can you just expand to us on that on the growth of productions? So you mentioned that most of the productions or is focusing on artists from local based artists. So how does that relationship work? Where does this theater directors and actors come from and so forth, and how do you rate that and so forth?
When we started, it was only directors and artists from Tembisa, um, and that was the first edition of it. We only had Tembisans only in the first edition of the Tembisa Theater Week. But the second edition it was now open. Everyone wanted to participate in it, and then we began to have directors from Joburg, which is not that far from
Yeah,
Tembisa, Pretoria, and then it grew to having production as far as Limpopo, production as far as the Western Cape, as the Eastern Cape, as the Bloemfontein, but production in KZN. So we can call it a national theater event because even this year, for this year's international, we have a production from Mozambique. I'm not sure if the production from Angola is coming, but we have productions from also outside of the country, and there are productions that have lived long that they were conceived during the Tembisa Theater Week. The recent achievement would be um, 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 Prayers. Prayers recently had a successful run at the Market Theatre, which it was conceived at the TX Theatre, the Tembisa Theatre Week, which it won the Zwagala Festival, and they were seasoned at the Market Theatre, which it was part of that. And we had Samuel Omunya that was also seasoned at the South African State Theatre and Exodus, which they were conceived basically for the Tembisa Theatre Week, but they've lived beyond the Tembisa Theatre Week and they've seen big stages in the country. And Stivovo, the puppeteer, that is going to be seasoned at the State Theatre this year, which is also started at the Tembisa Theatre Week. And one of my play that is being published now, Uncharted, it was basically written and directed for the Tembisa Theatre Week. So, and there's another director we spoke to yesterday. His production has been funded in the Eastern Cape and was created and staged at the Tembisa Theatre Week. So it is, when we conceived it, it was a small idea, but now it has grown beyond all of us, So that concept. So
Yeah.
and
Much love. That's again highly impressive. Um,
yeah,
there's something I wanna quiz you about because you say 9 years, so you guys pretty much ran through COVID. And COVID has been a major disruptor. Actually, that's how this platform was conceptualized, was during the hard lockdown. Because I recognized this major shift in the art landscape. Can you just comment a little bit about that, man? How did you guys navigate that? Because there was basically 2 years where you couldn't have anybody coming into the theater, but yet you guys are still running, and I mean, you guys have grown. So can you just comment a little
yeah.
bit about that?
Yes. I mean, COVID was hard. Was It broke all of us. It was very difficult. But you need to be innovative. Being innovative as an independent director or theater maker, it's not something you think about. Something that you need to do every day. Fortunately, there was relief funding. If you remember those days,
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
Department of Arts and Culture, we received. Oh wait, before we received funding, there's a guy called Kwazintsele and Zanele. I forgot her surname. So they came to me with a concept of they wanted to create an app that looks or feel like Netflix. They called it NAP. That app was to host and stream theater plays and all of that. And when they came, I said yes because we want to take theater out to the people, and how they find out about that. I want to do that during lockdown. I started a WhatsApp group where artists that wanted to practice could practice, and we were doing 2 minutes, 3 minutes duologues and 2 minutes monologues, and you'd shoot that and would allow people to participate in staging of these monologues and
Oh,
duologues during COVID.
oh,
And then NEP came in. When NEP came in, we're thinking about how to host bigger productions, and we asked for a permission to work only as artists, and we got the permit to work only as artists with these cameras, and we did the Tembisa Theater Week through cameras at some point. And when we got the relief funding, it was a program called Online Theater Spaces, where we were just streaming theater spaces online, but it was for the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture only, so we couldn't keep the production on the internet long. After a certain run, we need to take them down because also, they need to monetize in their productions
yeah,
after
yeah.
some time. So
Interesting.
even when we put production, even if we put production, we have an agreement that we're gonna put it online maybe for a month, and after a month we can take it down. And that was an agreement, and we did that during COVID, and post-COVID, we came back and we continued as like we never left. But we did that's how we survived COVID as the TX Theatre and the Tembisa Theater Week. There was a portion of it that has survived online. It wasn't in a bigger scale, but it was in a bigger scale because it had so many people consuming the content than would ever have in our life.
That's super interesting.
One play would have almost 2,000, 3,000 views, but to get to 3,000 paying audiences,
very, very, very hard.
Yeah, so yeah, for me, we survived the
super, super interesting. Can you just give me the name of the app again? You said it's NAP, N-A-P.
Yeah, it's KNAPP.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah,
and also
check.
Pardon?
Check. The NAP is with Kwazintsele. K. Let me spell it for you, or let me write it on the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do that. Also, just another point, because I speak to a lot of theater directors and so forth. You probably the first guy. There we go. You probably the first guy that has fully embraced broadcasting. Broadcasting and production online. I know a lot of other theater people told me about equipment, cameras, and so forth, and some didn't really look. And in fact, I spoke to guys last week. That's trying to do podcasting and so forth. During the festival, but not a lot of broadcasting. That's very interesting because I'm personally invested in that myself. Then can have that conversation separate, and I will actually follow up with you on that because that I think is the future. And as you say, like your views jump. I mean, to get 2,000 or 3,000 people into a theater is, where if you broadcast online, you can actually hundreds of thousands, depending on how you market it. So that's fantastic. But let's 32 productions. You guys say there's can you also give us some highlights, various productions that you feel that people can look forward to, and it's sort of a double-edged question. Can you just give us also an overview of what most of the productions are about, various stories, what themes that they're doing, and so forth?
Yeah, it's hard because most, if not all, because also is a different curator. Gift Ngobeni is a different curator from myself, but most, if not all, of these productions are premiering at the TX Theater this time, and this is what has kept the festival going for years because we all don't know what to expect. We don't know if this is gonna make a box office or it's not gonna make box office.
Yeah, so it's a risk.
Yeah, so that's the risk that we've been working with for the past 9 years. But what we've started doing this year is every day from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. we're having conversation with the creators of these works on the TX Theater Instagram page. So we're having a chat also to get the insight of what are these productions about. And now the beauty of the festival is we have a section where it's just for grade 12 students who are doing dramatic arts in school as a subject, and we've created and certain shows about 3 shows that are specifically designed for that age group and for the young audiences that are still in school. And we also have the graduates meets during the festival. This is people who've studied dramatic arts or theater studies beyond, and there's a portion of the festival that is very accommodative to that general program to everyone who can come and watch. And we also have a huge portion that speaks about body and movement in the program. So we have everything for everyone. And we are having also we recently published our second anthology,
Oh,
This is the first one. This is the first anthology that we published.
I
It
think
has
I know
five
the
plays.
artist that did the. I think I know the artist that did that. Yeah, isn't that Solo? Slovo.
Yeah, I think it's Slovo. Yeah, Slovo.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I know him
the
pretty
artwork,
well.
yes, the artwork.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
And the second anthology, the artwork is Chipape, who
yeah,
did
yeah.
the second anthology artwork. Um, so we also have book um, stalls around with theater books that are written and published in South Africa. Would have those being sold through Jefferson with Sinpa. We have a partnership that we've designed merchandise specifically in partnership with Sinpa and the TX Theater. And there's also going to be different conversations during the festival. So the festival is everything. We also have a space for children that is specifically for children theater that is
Okay,
ages between nine
the line is breaking up there
production.
slightly, just to my listeners. So, but I'm pleased but no stress, brother. I kinda get what you're saying there. And I actually wanted to ask, make a follow-up question about that. Because you guys, oh shit, yeah, there's a bit of a connection problem. Can you still hear me? Fine. Um,
I lost you a bit.
yeah, Ashman, I
I lost
seems to be a bit of a connection problem there. Can you hear me now?
you. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah. Now I can.
Okay. Can you hear me there, my brother?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, to
I
my
think there
listeners,
was.
there was another network thing there. They just stopped recording. Anyway, moving on.
I can repeat a bit of what I was saying just quickly.
Yeah. I remember actually. I was gonna make a follow-up question on you guys say that as much as it is it's a theater week, but there's also a lot of other art. You mentioning about books.
Yes.
What other art genres is on display? So visual art, books, you say, and so
Uh,
forth. Can you touch on that?
we only have literature, which is Culture Review will be selling also their books that they've published, and Writers Lab will be selling their books that we have published. And there's a new book that has been published by the TX Theater for its 10 years of existence that will be part of the festival. And then we have the program is performing art based program. So we have theater, we have readings, we have bit of music, we have dance
Okay.
and spoken poetry. So it's mainly performing art
Oh,
based
space. Yeah.
experimental festival. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
outside we have so people who would be selling their paintings. Masai Sipuru will be selling some of his artworks, but we do not have specific program for visual arts and literature. But literature and visual art would display and sell outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
just give us a breakdown how the festival run? How long is it? Is it a week? How does the program work? What time you begin? Those type of things.
So the festival opens on the 21st of, it's a 9 day long festival. So it opens on the 21st of February and it will close on the 2nd of March. The 21st is an opening night where we're going to have the gala opening. We have two dance pieces and the play that my new work that I'm directing would give a snippet of 20 minutes on the day, and also is the birthday of the late Dada
Mm.
Masilo. We're also going to observe a moment just to remember her and celebrate her birthday. And then from there is back to back. So there's about 30 minutes to an hour, 10 over between shows from Saturday the 22nd until March the 2nd. So actually, the festival would be packed from the 22nd of um, February until the 2nd of March. That whole entire week would be packed with theater. We're thinking of putting the program has about 8 or 9 productions per day. So we have different productions. you can choose, you can go on web ticket and just say the Tembisa Theater Week, and the whole program will show and the ticket prices would appear there. Or you could go to any Pick and Pay across the country, you'd find those tickets. And if, man, you can't make it, you can buy tickets and sponsor. You can buy 10 tickets and then send them to me and I'll distribute it, because the theater is opposite a child welfare, which we usually have that relationship that when people sponsor tickets, this young people who are unable to come to theaters, now they have a chance because somebody has bought them tickets to come to the theater. So that's how the program looks like from the 21st until the end of March.
I just have to highlight the thing of you encouraging people if they can't make it to sort of buy tickets, which you will distribute. That's dope, my brother. That's a great
Yeah,
initiative. That almost feels that's great because not everybody, people outside Gauteng, outside the East Rand, so forth, that can't make it, that want to support. That's great. That's that's brilliant. I wish other theaters could do, or other people could have thought of that. That's brilliant. Because now you can get somebody in the States, in Europe, in so forth, that wants
yeah.
to contribute. Wow. Um, can you just highlight the ticket prices? And yeah, there's another question, but I'll ask that afterwards. So yeah,
Yeah. Prices, I think shows are from as little as 40 rand per show. The maximum is 80 rand. So the most expensive ticket is 80 rand,
not
and the
even a
lowest is 40. Not
yeah.
even 100.
If you're listening to
Not
this, that is
yeah,
that
not
is nothing. So the fact that you still managed to keeping the prices that affordable is, again, like, this is a brilliant concept. You also mentioned, like, you guys are catering for I mean, for a whole bunch of people. So is there specifically like a program for school children or young people?
Yes, there is a program which is on Monday and Tuesday. I'm not sure of the date, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Those days, all morning from 10 until 2. Those 2 days are specifically blocked and closed for young people.
Mm.
So artists in school, school going kids. So also have relationship with different primary and high schools around the theater that will be participating or will be having shows. And one of the shows that we'll be having that just had a successful run at the State Theater is called The Classroom. Is for young audiences, so it will be performed on the 24th, the Tuesday, or 25th. Just on web ticket is going to show you the
Yeah.
exact times. So we have those 2 days blocked for young audiences and young people.
Yeah, that's great. And if there is any schools that are interested, do they contact you directly? How do they go about making block bookings?
Yes, they contact me directly. Um, they can just send an email to info@txtheatreproductions.co.za. But the quicker way is to just send me a WhatsApp on 071 514 2823.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there any other social media handles, various other platforms that people can visit or look at? So can you give out any of those handles, websites and so forth?
Yeah, we all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's the TX Theater.
DX
Well,
Theater.
Twitter is different. It's at the TX_theater. But when you search the TX Theater, you're going to find it everywhere.
Okay. Okay. And you say all the other information that we might have missed will be on these platforms, correct?
Yes, they'll be on these platforms. And with the shows, you just need to join their lives every day because we are having the insights of the productions every night from 6 until 8 p.m. Every day, we're having conversations with the directors or writers, the creators of these works that will be participating in the theater week.
Wow. Also very accessible. Mxolisi, you say so next year will be your 10-year anniversary. I wish you all the best for that. Like we'll definitely follow up and do a big thing for that. And I would love for us to do a follow up on this festival. Like I said earlier on, I'm personally invested in we're building an app ourselves. It's very similar to what you mentioned earlier on, although we're starting off with visual art because we too have identified that times have changed, and we're also looking for new audiences. That's our big. This is a part reason why the podcast exists. It's to tap into new audiences, and they're out there. It's just yeah, these traditional means are still very important. They're important to exist, but I do think we should embrace technology. So I'll definitely make a follow up with you guys with regards to that. And you guys say just to say it starts on the 21st of Feb. You say till the 9th of March, correct? Got my dates
No,
correct?
second, 2 March, 21 February to 2nd of March. Yeah,
Okay,
Sunday,
okay.
2nd of March. Yeah.
And
I mean, also, yeah. I'm interested also in how you think around art and it being in a digital a
we
platform that
can
has
look, my brother. That's my thing. Actually, post COVID, I'm a visual artist. That's my base, my core, whatever word you want to use. But look, man, I've realized that since look, COVID hit me personally pretty hard. Um, but I noticed that I follow trends and like I'm really invested in. Anyway, maybe that's for another conversation. And we can definitely have that. But to cut a long
yes,
story short, is that we're developing a platform. I'm really invested in embracing technology. I've been talking to a lot of theater, not necessarily theater, but festivals in general, artists, visual artists, musicians, everybody really, in how they've been adapting the entire COVID thing. How and
yeah,
I've noticed a variety of changes, especially in what artists are talking about what is coming out, what type of art they're producing, how they're connecting with audiences, and how they're using technology. I mean, there's so many things to talk there. That's why I made the point earlier on with you is that out of all the theater directors I spoke to, you probably the first one that has fully embraced. There are others, yes, that has, but there's always technical things, cameras. They don't really know this, and etc. And I get it. I get it. But like I said, I'm very invested, and I see that's where the future is heading. And what we are trying to do is we're actually trying to give the power back to the artist. So the artist, we developing, building the platform, but the artist has his or her, they can control everything. So they upload artworks, they chat directly to the clients. They can track so forth and things. But and the platform that we are busy developing now is only like phase one. You know, we will add new technology as gets available. Um,
yeah,
and we are working. That's also why I'm talking to a lot of people to see what other tools artists need and to see what can be done and how do we bring that all together, because maybe you can relate to what I'm saying here, but we are tired of Silicon Valley and China setting the trends, you know, African for African, because I'm a proud Pan-Africanist as well. So I
sure,
believe Africa first, African solutions for African people is
yeah,
is what I'm saying. But let's have that conversation offline, because I don't want to take it off the Tembisa Arts
yeah,
Festival. It's going to become something
yeah,
else. And today, this is that focus. There's also the one thing that I'm also very invested in is giving people
yeah.
what they want. So if we're talking one thing today, we talk that, you know, we can always just schedule.
Schedule, yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
talk about it
Now
and schedule again.
we will do that offline. But my brother, this was fascinating, man. Like again, like big up. You know, you should get your flowers to do this out of your own pocket. 32 productions. Yeah. Wow. That is something. That is something. I it is something. I'm even getting a thing in my body. So all the best that to all my listeners. I'll add all the other relevant information, web tickets, like you say,
Yeah.
all the various social media handles and so forth. I'll put that all in the description below, so you can get hold of that. And you say you guys the 21st. So today is so we'll publish this episode. I'll tell you exactly when. I'll do it next week. I'll publish it. So I usually publish an episode once a week, but like this week I'm doing two because there's other productions actually started on Monday. So I'm gonna put other episodes
Oh,
when I'm
okay.
here. So, but let's have this conversation offline with regards to everything else.
Sure.
This was very exciting, and once again, my brother, all the best for the festival. To all my listeners, if you got this far in this episode, I would appreciate, and if you haven't, I'd appreciate a subscription, a like and subscribe, and all those other things. I
Yes.
always get
Like,
the
subscribe.
yeah,
Like
like,
and subscribe.
comment,
Like
like,
and subscribe.
yeah, man, yeah, man.
Follow the
Follow
notification button.
the notification. I always forget these things, like because my
Mm.
focus is not. I want to talk art, art,
Yeah.
art. That's my thing. I
Yeah.
want to get to the art. We'll like I only started a Facebook group page when I was close to my 100th episode or 50th. I was past my first episode. I was like, oh shit, I need a Facebook page. I need a proper logo. I need all these things because my focus. I'm an artist. And my
Yeah.
focus is
Yeah.
art first, and
It's art. Yeah.
everything else
Yeah.
will work itself out afterwards. But let's wrap it up there, my brother. Let's communicate. We'll commit separately after this, and like I said, I'll publish this episode soon. And all the best for the festival.
Thank you,
And
man.
I hope that the audiences come out because what I'm also interested in, but I said we can talk this on a separate type, is what type of audience is coming, and
Yeah.
how has that changed over COVID? Because I've sort of noticed a few patterns with regards to music festivals, dance festivals, so forth, visual art, and so forth. I've noticed an interesting little pattern there as well, and with children and so forth. But like I said, that can be for another date. So we will wrap it up with it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the day. And thanks once
Thanks.
again. Thanks for taking the time and coming through, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity and this platform, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, my king. Let's be in touch. One love.
One love, brother.